Hey YouTube, Bault here. So, Skyrim Special Edition has come out. One of my all-time favorite games. Remember, 11/11/11, one of the most iconic release dates ever. One of the most acclaimed video games of all time, and it has been given a special edition with all of the DLCs and mod support on consoles. Main selling point, mod support on consoles. Okay, well, as most of you know, 90% of my gaming and streaming is done off of a PS4. Is it still worth it if you can't use custom assets in any of your mods? That's what we're going to talk about today. Let's get into it. Alright guys, now as you will find out, I'm nothing more than a simple Argonian with simple questions. And one of those is, do mods really have enough sway to justify a $60 price tag on a 5-year-old game? Most people, yes, console mods has been something that console players have been dreaming about for years. Now, I, as a gamer, I really got a mixed view of all gaming aspects. I had tons of friends that did nothing but PC gaming. So all the time when I'm not at their house, we're PC gaming constantly. Just to think of a few, we did Deus Ex on PC. We did Skyrim originally, me and my friend Dan, PC. It was actually given to him by somebody secretively over Steam. I mean, everything really to do. The original 2 Fallouts plus Fallout Tactic, Morrowind I played on PC. But my console gaming background is a lot deeper. I had the original Xbox, which was not the best-selling console. I had a Dreamcast. Once again, not one of the best-selling consoles, but both of which considered some of the best consoles all over with performance. Dreamcast had the original multiplayer online. I mean, what else can you ask for? Then I went to 360. I went to PS3. I got Xbox One. I have a PS4. I had Nintendo NES, Super NES, 64, GameCube, Wii. There's a Wii U in the house right now. I mean, we're just gamers all around. I like everything. I like first party from Nintendo. I like third party from Bethesda. I like everything. And so normally I do have to have a variety of systems in order to play it. As well as one thing that has been out of grasp with 90% of my games since I started as a console player, mods. So piracy, copyright infringements, the amount of hacks that Sony itself has had, even the ones happening this week in Europe. There's tons of reasons why a business would not want to give its players creative control at a developer level. And this is why Sony hasn't given us development control. Microsoft, it's a little different. They own a platform that's used for modding already, PC. Sony doesn't really have its own operating system as far as like a computer goes. And if it does, it's not great. I've never even heard of it if they do. The thing about it is without custom assets, which is the thing that Sony is actually holding back, there's a lot in modding that cannot be achieved on the PS4. You can't have Macho Man Randy Dragon, probably my favorite mod of all time. I mean, everybody, it's a mythical mod. Everyone, even people who are not modders, know about it. We won't have the Mario Dreamland mod. We won't have completely new maps. We won't have completely new storylines. We won't have new quest, overarching voice acting. We can't change the appearance of our character, which 90% of the time is guys making girls' boobs bigger, pretty much, or giving themselves a great package. And I mean, you're the modder. You did it. It's your prerogative. Good luck. But none of that's going to be accessible on the PS4, which does beg the question, are there any good mods on PS4? Well, I've taken the time to look up some of the things that I really like, that I think should really be mentioned that are worth playing on PS4. Okay, so you have cloud storage, which is pretty much essential. It puts a chest at every inn, I think, or at some stables, and it's your cloud storage. You can put a weapon in there, pick it up at the next town, so that you can have more room to carry things while you go from place to place. Great asset. Point the way, it's mainly just adding more signs everywhere, giving you a more immersive feel. And that's what most of these are going to do. There's the snow effects mod to make snow and rain look even more realistic. There's all kinds of things. Let's see. I got a list here of the ones I actually use. Hardcore difficulty, which it's exactly what it sounds like. Mortal wounds, which takes away health regen. I feel like that adds a level. And I'm a Dark Souls fan. You know that. I've got to challenge myself in a really self-abusive way. Then there's magic augmenters. It changes what kind of magics spells you have. There was one really cool one I saw on a modder's video, actually. I can't remember exactly who it was, but shout out to whoever you are. Thanks for reminding me. There was one spell that just summoned arrows and shot them into the air, and it was amazing. That's ingenious, and it's so simple, and it uses all the assets within the game. There's a scroll crafting station that you can get. It's something that was left out of the game. It really adds an extra level of, I can make these now. I can do this now. And that seems like something that would have been added in like Hearthfire or Dragonborn. But it just never got there. There are some that are Xbox exclusive, which really make the game a little more endearing on an Xbox right now. The alternative start, Live Another Life mod, that's an epic mod. It takes you away from the riding of the carriage down to your death that we have all played a million times because we wanted to do different characters with different races to see how it affected the game. And it starts you off on I'm not going to give any spoilers. It starts you off in a completely different area with a completely different backstory, new voice acting, the whole 9 yards. It starts you over and makes you the Dragonborn in a unique way, which is something that this game I felt needed. It needed that. And sadly, that's missing on PS4. These are some of the faults behind that. But I'm going to acknowledge the faults, but I'm not going to dwell on them because that's not what this is about. What this is about is whether or not it is even worth buying it because of mods. And in the end, yes. There's enough simplistic mods that have very simple uses that are just brain dead obvious. But I have a list of 35 mods here that are amazing on PS4, including no more vampires attacking you or no more of the Dragonborn cult attacking you, because that gets annoying when you're just trying to play regular content, when you're just trying to play normal content within the world, maybe a little Hearthstone, because who doesn't want a house in Skyrim that you build? And it makes you enjoy the game that much more because it is more of a convenience at this level. And when I say convenience, I mean things that Fallout 4 has, things that other video games have that you felt needed to be integrated, aka cloud storage, etc., other things. It's just something to personalize the game to your own fetish as far as a gamer. And it makes it worth it, even on PS4, even without custom assets. People have found a way to be creative with what they have, making a new kind of modder. Something that's really worth looking into. Now, let's look at the upgrades done by Bethesda. Radiant lighting, new foliage, etc. Let's talk about that. There's some cool stuff, but I don't know if it's that much of an upgrade. If anything, I feel more like it's restricting my sight, first off. All the fog and the dynamic lighting, it adds a mood, and one I'm digging so far. I'm digging to the point that I can re-immerse myself in a game I played 5 years ago, albeit a favorite game. I'm a very ADD person. If you are part of my friends on PlayStation, Steam, or Xbox, you'll see I'm playing a new game every 2 hours. I can't help it. I want to do this. I got to get this done. And then boom, I get it done. Okay, well, there's the next thing. I'll save that for next time. I want to knock off a couple heads in Battlefield 1. Which, by the way, me and my boy, Relucid, we have been, our Takes Rally on Facebook, we have been tearing it up on Battlefield 1. You should really check out his channel. I'll leave a link below. If you want to watch some tank versus planes, this is what you got to watch. I mean, geez. The tanks versus planes videos he's doing right now, where he is in a tank and he is taking out 7-8 planes alive, easily, by himself. Every now and then he's got me watching his back inside the cab, switching between several guns, making sure nobody takes us out. But he is just racking us up points. I'm talking about boom, boom. And when you watch the videos, get ready to hear him scream, yeah, at the top of his lungs, because it's inevitable. But I digress. See, that's that ADD nature I'm talking about. One game to another. See, I tied it all back. I'm back, guys. So the dynamic foliage, it's everywhere now. Not saying it wasn't everywhere before. And yeah, it does add a layer of, maybe I can stealth through here. I've got all these bushes in front of me. It kind of immerses you in that way. You think, oh, I'll be harder to see over here. Not true. The sensors all still have the same acuity as they did before, but it makes you feel better about it. It makes you feel better about it, and that's all we want as gamers, just to feel better about it. The thing about this is that the graphical updates don't hit any of the actual textures, I feel. If it does, it's not very much, and I went back and played the other Skyrim. The biggest difference I could tell was less loading time on the PS4. I mean, that was the biggest thing, which is awesome. Don't get me wrong. Those loading times were unbearable before. They would hit up to a minute sometimes if you had a lot of data or a lot of mods running at the same time. This, it's barely any. And it's amazing, actually. I love the faster loads. It gives you just enough time to read all the little print, but it's really not going to be the graphical update that we were all led to believe. If you want it for a Fallout 4 graphically updated version of Skyrim, you're not going to get that. You're not going to get it at all. All the face textures, all the skin textures, all the armor textures, house, rocks, dirt, caves, it's all the same. Yes, lighting is way cooler. Don't get me wrong. You can see shadows. You can see shadows in midair through fog. Phenomenal. Great job. I want more. I want a nicer looking log cabin. I want my Argonian scales to be noticeable. I mean, if you can notice cheek muscles inside of a ghoul, I want to notice Argonian scales, other than the spikes coming off their face. Alright, well, I mean, that's pretty much it. If you're wanting it for the mods, you're wanting it for the add-ons, the extra story that you didn't get if you didn't buy the season pass or buy the add-ons for it, then go ahead and buy it. It's a good addition, and I'm having so much fun actually playing it again. Like I said, so surprised. I'm going through dungeons I've went through before, but I don't remember the exact details, so it's like doing it again, and it's like reading an old book. Reading a book you hadn't read in a couple years, and you have a good time with it. Hey guys, I want to thank y'all so much for actually watching the video if you got this far. For more of this kind of content, just like or subscribe. The like button really helps a whole lot, and a subscription means more people will get notified whenever I do put out a new video, which has been estranged as of lately. School, work, it's all getting a little crazy. But guess what? It's going to get better, guys. It's going to get more constant, more steady. I have been getting more constant and steady to put out content, and it's just going to get better. And with that like and subscribe, you're going to help my channel get more constant, more steady with the amount of content put out, with the quality of content put out. I don't know if you looked at it, but I'm doing a lot better than I did to begin with. I wanted to change my theme music and my background photo, but I think I've become attached to the sentimentalness of it being my first. Anyways, if you have a comment, just let me know down below. If you want to hear about something in particular, if you have a question, or if you wonder certain things about certain games that you think that any insight might be helpful with, just let me know. We'll talk about it in the future. Thanks. See ya.